Thanks for choosing us. Well, this afternoon, President John Dramani Mahama, we know later in the evening, will be engaging the media for the very first time since he assumed office. A statement signed by the Minister of State in charge of Government Communication, Felix Kwasi-Ofosu, indicates that journalists will be given the chance to put forward pertinent questions on pressing national issues and ongoing projects. And that statement is on your screen, signed by Felix, just setting the tone for the conversation here on The Pulse. It reads that President John Dramani Mahama will host a presidential media encounter on Wednesday, 10th of September 2025. The event is scheduled to take place at the presidency at 8 p.m. The encounter will provide a unique platform for President Mahama to engage the Ghanaian people through the media on pressing national issues, as well as his resetting agenda, policies, and ongoing projects. It goes on to state that it will also offer the opportunity for journalists to pose questions directly to the president on a wide range of subjects affecting the nation. Participation will be strictly by accreditation. The presidency looks forward to a productive and engaging session with the media. But ahead of that, journalists have been asked to ensure they ask development-oriented questions when they meet the presidency at 8 p.m. Over the years, such encounters have attracted public criticism. Many argue the questions asked often fail to reflect the true concerns of Ghanaians or expose the actual progress of governance. Well, former president, we know, of the Ghana Journalists Association, Afro Money, has been speaking about how the media should prepare for such a high-level interaction. Let's listen to him.
Standards are appreciably high, and other media houses standards are abysmally low. But it behoves any media organization to ensure that they field the right caliber of journalists who will go and ask probing questions. So tonight it's a night for journalists to do justice to their professional method by asking the questions pre-porter, the generator of Ghanaians, and also probing and forcing officials to come up with the right questions. So for one, they are appealing to media organizations. Please make sure that the best of journalists will be given the opportunity to ask the questions. And if you are not obliged to ask questions, for instance, you may go with one or two questions prepared. So if someone asks those questions, they are not obliged to repeat those questions. And that's actually on the tangent of flourish, the inconsequential. And we are expecting that the crop of journalists who have the privilege of sitting with the president will not disappoint Ghanaians. There are so many issues which are begging for unraveling, begging for explanation. Number one is the manner in which the former Supreme Court, former Chief Justice was sacked, and then now it's a subject of debate. Many explanations have been given that constitutional provisions were followed to the letter, and there are others who also read politics. According to them, beneath the veneer of legality is that undercurrent of politics. So the president ought to explain to Ghanaians, convince Ghanaians why he did what he did, even though constitutionally he's enjoined to act on Article 146 Clause 9, which says the president shall act on recommendation by a committee which probes the data. The economy started well, but the CD is now something else. It took up as the best currency in other ways. So what explains the epileptic behavior of the CD? The president also explained to us. Big push. Is it a mere rhetoric or a concrete program which will help fix our infrastructural deficit? His appointees, whether they are living up to expectations, what guarantees are there that Ghana will be on the ascendancy as far as democracy is concerned? There are certain instances which give people cause of concern. We are declining on the democratic index. We are declining on the peace index. What should be done to arrest this decline, which has served as a stain on our democracy? So there are so many questions. I believe journalists, every good journalist, journalism is about asking questions.
Now, President Mahama is no stranger to such engagements. During his previous administration between 2012 and 2016, he held several of these media encounters, similar to those organized by President Kufuor, late Mills, as well as Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. But 9 months into his new administration, the key question remains, how has government performed so far? To help us set the tone for tonight's encounter, I'm joined by a panel of media personalities. Gordon Asare-Bediako, his formerly of Wontumi Media before its license was withdrawn, and he joins me in the studio. We'll also be joined shortly by Larry Dogbe. He's managing editor of the Herald newspaper. Just to set the conversation ongoing. Later, Suleiman Obrima, the Executive Director of the Media Foundation for West Africa, will be joining us here on the pulse as well. It's a good time to start with you, Gordon. Hi, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you too?
I'm great.
Wow.
How are you doing, though?
You can't complain. We are surviving by His grace.
Okay.
And we're also trying to do our best. Just to say that the introduction, I'm not formally of Wontumi Multimedia. Okay. I'm still with Wontumi Multimedia.
Yes, but currently your license has been withdrawn.
No, that's even,
so it's not existing.
No, it is in existence. We are operating the television.
Okay.
It's only the radio station that has got its operation suspended. Okay. Not even withdrawn, suspended. Okay. So we are in operation. This one I was on the morning show.
Interesting.
TV. Yes.
So you're still in the game.
Of
but
course.
What's the challenge really? Why haven't you been able to fulfill all your obligations?
That's a question fit for the gods to answer. Because the
gods, yeah.
Yeah, for the gods to answer. If only the gods are not drunk. There was a statement issued from National Communication Authority, NCA, and they outlined certain things that we, in quote, were in deficit of satisfying them. But per my checks with management and even with NCA, we have satisfied everything required of us. The only thing outstanding, which I find very ridiculous, okay, is that we are being told to go with a crane to the mountains at Ashiras over there, and then transport our transmitter from the mountains to Accra. And then the question I want to ask, all the transmitters on that mountain, whom do they belong to? They're all for media houses in Accra. So why should Wontumi Multimedia be an exception? All the transmitters, in fact, where our transmitter is situated, it's just on the same plot with a radio station. I just don't want to, maybe in course, I don't want to indict them. I wouldn't mention their names. But when you go there, probably this weekend, I may want to go to the mountains, do just 2 minutes video, okay? And they mention the media houses which have their transmitters on the mountain, and they ask the question, why should Wontumi Multimedia be an exception?
I see how passionate you are about this.
Of course, because
but then let's focus on our conversation for today. I'm sure these are some of the questions we put in before the president.
I wish I was invited.
Go before him. You haven't been invited?
Not yet. I'm actually not expecting it.
Why?
I'm not looking for it, but I'm also not worried. I think it's normal, in quotes. I'm not really bothered about it.
Let's start with your assessment of this administration. For the past 9 months, what's your analysis of their promises versus delivery?
Of course, I can't score them 0, but more room for improvement. Okay. My major worry, I don't even want to talk about the economy. My major worry is about insecurity. That for the first time in the history of Ghana, unless somebody tries to refresh my memory, but for the past 30 years, I haven't seen already anywhere that violence has erupted between communities in Ghana to the extent that we have more than 13,000 people fleeing the country Ghana to Ivory Coast, where we cannot even say Ivory Coast is a safe haven.
You're referring to the Binyuri complex?
Yes, I'm actually coming from Tamale. I was in Tamale from Friday, Saturday, Sunday, back to Monday morning. And the conversation going on there wasn't that good. That seems government is not doing enough. Look, I visited Joy News online, and the kind of pictures that I saw there. My mom is getting to 80 years, okay? And I saw a picture of probably somebody, a lady, a woman of around 90 years. And I'm trying to picture myself hearing that my mom is fleeing from her home in Santasi just to even say Bantama, which is just 4 miles apart. She can't survive it. So I'm just thinking, how are they surviving it? 14,000 people, and then we have 48,000 Ghanaians being displaced. It's different from you traveling from Tamale to Azim on your own volition, that you have prepared, that you've told your niece or whoever that I'm coming there tomorrow. But this one, the moment you are tagged as a displaced person, it means you fled home without telling your wife or your father or whoever it is. You didn't pick anything, you just flew. And so I think we have to do something about that, or that insecurity matter. And then something that I find very worrying is the process of arresting people. Okay, let me tell you my own example. I have been arrested before. Yeah. Recently, I think 2nd April. In my absence, I was called that officials from OSP were after me. So they came to me in my absence. I took their number from the receptionist, then I called the officer in charge. So I heard you were looking for me. What is it? So they wanted to have a conversation with me. And I said, okay, well, I mean, as a law-abiding citizen, I said, so should I come to the office? They said, yes. I said, why not? So I drove on my own volition to the office. In fact, on my way going, I called them. That, is this something that I may need a lawyer? Then they said, oh, it's optional. I said, okay, fine, let me go. Because for me, I don't think I had done anything to warrant any arrest or whatever. I went to OSP. We had 2 interrogations after some hours. They said they had arrested me. And I needed to bring 2 sureties, 5 million Ghana cedis. So what
were their concerns, really?
Oh, I will tell you.
Yeah, tell me.
So I called the sureties to come. They filled the forms, and I was allowed to go that same day. I wasn't handcuffed.
Exactly.
I wasn't handcuffed.
Because you met the terms and conditions.
No, it's not a matter of meeting the terms of condition. I'm looking at the decent way of inviting people.
But what you said, what is the decent way? You drove there voluntarily.
Yes, they came to me, okay? They came to my office, probably to come and invite me. Okay? And I went there on my own. So if I've come there on my own, the decent thing to do, interrogate me. Indeed, if even you have to detain me, you can detain me.
I'm interested in what the concerns were when the OSP invited you.
I have a very ridiculous charge against me, to the extent that I had said something on air. I don't know whether, well, it's not in the court, so maybe I could, forgive me, I could mention it.
Okay.
I had said something on the radio and television that I heard that the OSP was, at a point in time in his life, during the previous government, requested that he should be given a private jet because his work had made him high risk person and that he didn't want to endanger the lives of other people on his travels.
I see.
Yes. So that's what I said. 2 weeks later, then they came to invite me and then I went there.
So whilst you were before them, what specifically did they say the charge was?
The charge was that they wanted me as a journalist to disclose my source of information.
Did you?
Why would I do that? Then I'd rather go back to the classroom as a teacher. In fact, I refused to tell them my source. And when the interrogation was over, I told the officials, this is not formal interaction, but I told them that if I had been arrested a year or 2 ago and Mr. Kisejabin was in the OSP. He was one of the first 3 lawyers I would have called him. That lawyer Kisejabin, I have been invited by a state institution and they are demanding that I should disclose my source of information. And I'm sure Kisejabin will have blasted whatever institution it was. I told them that. And so afterwards, I was asked to be reporting.
So for you, the whole process is flawed.
So this one, even though I disagree that OSP had to invite me over these things, I will have to commend them, right, over the process. I'm talking about the process.
Okay.
Talking about the process. We have a gentleman in Kumasi, Achimkwa, that's his popular name. He's called Asari.
Okay.
He resides at Ejoso. Around 4:30 p.m.
Just hold on that. I'll come to you to complete that. But Larry joins us in the studio.
But he's late. Let me finish. He's late. Let me finish. Larry, how are you?
Larry joins us in the studio. Larry Dogbe, he's managing editor for the Herald newspaper. We appreciate your time.
Like this.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Yes, of course, of course.
Okay, please, over to you.
Great. In fact, when I was arrested late in the night, around 11:30, he called me.
Okay.
Yeah, he called.
But let's go back to your story before you forget.
So what I'm saying is, so
account.
this gentleman who is a colleague of mine at Multimedia, around 4:30 p.m. when he was just walking the streets of Ejoso in Kumasi, a car stopped by, people jumped from the car, pounced on him and arrested him. Management of Multimedia had no prior notice of him being wanted by any security apparatus in the country. So when news got to them, they went around and said, this thing has happened. They went to police headquarters in Kumasi, NIB, wherever they wanted to find, they didn't get him. And so they were advised to lodge a formal complaint at Ejoso police station of a missing person. Of a missing person.
So for you, that process is flawed.
For
but
me,
in your case, it wasn't the same, was it?
In law, it may not be flawed. In law, it may not be flawed. But what will happen if NIB said, we are looking for this gentleman?
So communication is a problem.
Of course.
Okay, that's your analysis. So your key concern, security and also communication when it comes to inviting some of the key individuals that the OSP has over the period.
The danger is that anybody at all, some hoodlums anywhere can pounce on you wearing any black, whatever, brown, and they say they are from national security.
Okay, let me come to Larry at this point. I want to start with your analysis. Key concerns you have for this administration, 9 months so far. How would you rate their performance, promises versus delivery?
I think good afternoon to you and our viewers. Promises versus delivery. I'll give 7 out of 10.
Okay. That's above average.
I think so. 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10 because then I think that it's early days yet. We've just taken over. I mean, what you said on the platform is different from the reality on the ground. Okay? Now, the two of us, we've been in this space for some time, and we know what it is, where, during the campaign, you say, oh, when you come, you deal with Mr. A, or deal with Mr. B, or this one, or with them within 24 hours. You get it. And then you take over. And people are beginning to ask you about okay, but you said you're going to deal with Mr. A. But Mr. A is still working free. What happened? Let's
bring the conversation home. Who is Mr. A? We have to identify Mr. A.
Let's find Mr. A.
Yes. Okay.
Political opponent.
Okay.
Yes.
You get it?
So wait, your concern is with the work of oral. Is that the case?
Oh, no. It's not just oral. I mean, for me, oral is not the definition of criminal prosecution.
Okay.
No. For me.
But are you impressed? So far, there were so many expectations people had for oral and seeing prosecution immediately after the committee was done with their work. Are you impressed with their work so far?
I don't know whether we are attributing all the prosecutions or some of those ones that have been started to Aura. If we are, then one or two criminal cases are ongoing. But if we are not, then I think that it is what the Attorney General tells us. That is what we need to go by. Because for Aura, I don't think, they had a
committee.
Yeah, they had a committee. It was just a committee. There was a lawyer, there was an auditor, there was...
and they handed over their work to the Attorney General.
Exactly. So it's for the Attorney General to, sieve whatever raw material that, that was gathered, and then they point out that, okay, this one, you can take it to court. The other one, you can't go to court. This one is a moral argument, and the other one, it has some criminality in there. Now, so I think that, and it just also coincided with the legal vacation. So the courts are not working now. Maybe after the legal vacation, then we can now see, okay, whether or not other cases are also going to be put before court. Because, I mean, you listen to the ground and people tell you that, but you said you're going to prosecute this person. You cannot afford, not to punish anyone. People have to be punished for whatever it is that they did. It's up to you again to go and tell them that, oh, this one, yes, we said it. This one was done. But when we investigated it further, we noticed that this is actually the story and not the other one. Hoping that people will buy into it. People might not buy into it. But at the end of the day, engagement is a process, like he was alluding to. Communication is everything.
Yeah.
Yes. If you need to, it's it's what is called participatory democracy. And each and every one matter in this particular game. So engage the people, tell them that, hey, we said this, but this is what it is. We said that, this is what it is. But this one is prosecutable, this one is not. And I think that you'll be able to carry the people along better.
But as journalists, you've been in the space for a while, and you have been around throughout different governments, different administrations. How would you rate the performance of this administration, first 9 months, when it comes to the economy?
Let me just take a bite on the Aura, just a minute.
Okay.
For me, when NDC used to sing Aura 2024, I was thinking that it was just a call for fight against corruption, which has been the plank of major campaigns previously, and the MPP started singing Woyomi, Woyomi as a major campaign song. Right, so I was thinking it was just a call for...
You also sang so.
Yes, you did.
If only I had a voice.
You do, pa.
and so I was a bit surprised when the party won an election, and then the president set up a committee to go ahead with that Aura. This thing.
But the purpose of the committee was to gather evidence,
you see,
which was crucial if the Attorney General was to go ahead to prosecute.
No, you see, in the course of gathering evidence, the former Auditor General himself said some of the things could not stand a test of time. Look, the Attorney General is somebody I hold in high esteem. Very revered person. If Supreme Court judges are holding him in high esteem, how much more me? You understand? So I was thinking that the president to have, a discussion with him that this is what they've done. Please, you go ahead. But the moment they created that creature, there's something called Aura, and they put values to whatever crimes to the extent that people in Okunotua Black himself, about 21 billion Ghana cedis or dollars. If you could recoup everything, we could do this, we could do that, we could do that. Who tells you that if somebody is found guilty?
That is based on the analysis.
No, but they tell...
And the information they receive from well-meaning Ghanaians.
No, you see, who tells you that when somebody is found
guilty... Larry is laughing. Larry, why are you laughing?
No, who tells that when somebody is found of guilty of corruption, it means the person has to pay back the money? Who tells you that?
No, so there's a fine.
So, exactly.
And then there's also, jail terms.
Yes.
Or both.
Most often than not, it's the jail term that you serve. Most often than not. Most often. Tell me somebody who has embezzled money of even say 2 million Ghana cedis, found guilty, they say paid back the 2 million Ghana cedis.
Oh, Atuesian.
Oh.
You see, that was when that happened just about 2 years ago. When the plea-bargain. When the plea-bargain.
But at this point, I have to come in.
Yes, please.
Larry,
yes.
let's go to the economy now.
Okay.
Because if we
he's the one digressing.
No.
If we leave your friend,
so on the economy,
not come back home. Now, let Larry make his point, then you take over.
Okay, fine. Please.
Okay.
On the economy, by and large, I think things are. I mean, when you listen to the finance minister, I mean, he tells us that things are looking better now, and that I mean, arguments have also been made about the dollar, the rate at which the CD was falling.
Yeah.
Then we were seeing that, in the petroleum pricing and every now and then.
Impressive performance of the CD within the first few months.
Yes.
We're concerned now because we're seeing a little changes.
Yeah.
But then so far.
Oh, yeah, well, it's early days yet. I mean, arguments were made that because government wasn't spending, so that's how come, the dollar was
in a good state.
Was in a good state.
But Atu came to dispel those rumors that indeed government is spending and took us through the numbers.
Yes. So it started, I mean, the CD has started falling, the dollar is out there. Maybe he would have to come and explain to us again why the recent development. At least, as I said, that would also encourage people or give some level of hope to people that even though it is falling, things are being put in place, for the way forward. Other than that, I mean, it's like everything becomes political, game as we always see it. But I mean, inflation was also put in check.
Yeah.
The price of goods and services, that was, every now and then you go to a point. It got to a point where under the previous government, you go to shops and then they had peeled off the price tax.
Yeah.
You remember that?
I remember.
Yes. So, I mean, you notice that there was a claim that you go and pick the thing from the shelf.
And then it goes up.
Yeah, by the time you get...
I experienced a similar situation. I went to
you.
buy something. Next week, I went back to restock.
Yeah.
And it was almost twice the price.
Yeah.
But then even with this administration, one thing we're failing to see is the reduction in the CD reflect in the cost of goods and services. Some people are still holding on to the old prices, failing to reduce prices. So although we're seeing gains, we're yet to fill it in our pockets. I don't know about you, but I'm speaking for myself, Larry.
Oh, no. I mean, we don't buy from different markets. We don't buy from different... Yeah, we don't buy from different markets. It's the same market that we are buying. I know it's the attitude of the Ghanaian.
Okay.
It's the attitude of Ghanaian, where when prices are going up, it's blame on government. Now, when there's a price fall, they tell you that, what? It's an old stock.
Exactly, that we are trying to clear.
Yeah, exactly. And the old stock never runs out.
But is there a way we can even deal with this?
I think Rollins, the PNDC,
they tried
before, price control, all those things and all.
Probably this administration should want to look into that.
You don't want to go there because then you will be accused of trying to that it's a free market. Allow us to price it. If you go to his shop and he wants to sell it 5 cedis, and you come to mine and I want to sell it up market, that is my shop, and then over and luxury and all that. That's your market. So they tell you that it's a free market that is determining whatever. So allow it. But I noticed that in Europe, things are not like that. So because of the European Union, whatever, if this phone is sold at that amount, it's the same way when you go to country B, then country C. So they have so much control. Their regulatory systems are quite effective, as opposed to here where it's a free-for-all. Such that you can put your grandmother's funeral bill on it, your great-great-grandfather's funeral bill on it, your baby who hasn't been born yet, outdooring bill on it, and it becomes so it makes the country very difficult to live in.
I see.
You know, yeah.
Let me bring you Gordon at this point. Gordon, please stay with me on economy.
Thank you very much.
I have to beg you.
Oh, no, you don't.
Okay, please.
I'll join you in begging.
You see, on the level of economy, I'm not sure, unless you're a very dishonest person,
Okay.
that you can tell me that you haven't seen a reduction in the price of fuel, right?
Yeah.
Unless you're a very dishonest person. That's the reality. But the sad thing is, if the CD is doing stronger against the dollar, why is it that it's not reflecting? Because it has to reflect for all of us to also benefit. But because of, in quotes, dishonesty on the politicians, that's why we are where we are. I quite remember when Honorable Kitamon was the trade minister, and then the price of cement was skyrocketing.
And he was proposing the introduction of that LI to try and place a
What happened in Parliament that time? It was then this that was in opposition. They kicked against it. Price control. Ironically, MPP is a Liberal Democratic Party. So they are supposed to promote free markets. But they realized that realistically, Ghanaians were suffering at that time. And that some companies were taking advantage of the Ghanaian. And so they needed to come to our rescue. But the NDC opposed it. For me, who goes to China or Turkey, imports goods that can last for the whole year? That can last for the whole year, even 6 months. But they say, oh, we have the old stock. That is where we are now. Politicians should find a way. The Ghanaian, I don't know whether the Ghanaian trader, most of them are dishonest people, whatever. Maybe they want to rely on more profits, which for me, it's likely to be illegal. That is profiteering. If you get your profit, that's fair deal. But the moment you want to profiteer, that is illegal. And there's a way we have to deal with that. If not, the dollar can come back to even 8 cedis. You will still buy things at those high prices. I am still wondering how we managed to bring down the exchange rate from as high as 15 to 10, which hovered around 10 for some time, more than 2 or 3 months. Then my mind raced back to when the then governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Addison, I don't know whether you recall, that he once said that if he wanted to bring down the exchange rate from 14 to even 8 cedis, he could do that. That he was the governor. And I said, but if you could do that, why don't you do it? So that we can have a breather. But then he said it was not sustainable. So probably, technically somewhere, there's a way they can tweak it to a certain level. But how sustainable is it? Can the government at any point in time give cogent reasons why the dollar will be fighting stronger against the cedi will be fighting stronger against the dollar, and then in 2 weeks' time, the cedi so much weakens that you have a certain media house, is it Bloomberg, they said cedi was something where eventually somebody came to dispute that. We are unable to explain our circumstances relative to the exchange rate. We are unable to do that. In fact, even if you were to ask the finance minister, he will give you some factors why the cedi was at 10. In 2 weeks' time, what could be the factors that the cedi will go to 12? Cogent reasons? The bottom line is that what Dr. Baumia said prior to 2017 election, it's an economic fundamental that you can never dispute.
2017, there wasn't an election.
No, 2016. Okay. That when your fundamentals are weak,
the exchange rate will expose you.
Because
let's go straight.
Weak.
No. You can't say that. If we're going to go by that, comparing the value of the cedi as at the previous administration and now, we've seen some gain.
Of course.
So if the concern right now is about the fundamentals, and if you're linking it to the exchange rate, it appears that this administration is fixing the fundamentals. Larry, do you agree?
No, you see, I haven't even given a damn verdict on it.
Okay.
Yes, but what I'm saying is that it is an economic truism that when your fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will always expose you. Look.
So we can say this administration is fixing the fundamentals?
Of course.
Okay.
They are doing something better. And they have to be encouraged to do more.
Okay.
Or you thought I was going to say something otherwise?
Oh, no.
Why? You were a bit apprehensive. when you see, me, let me tell you first thing. Me,
I'm listening
I'm
to
a
you.
realist.
Okay.
Me, I'm a realist.
Devoid of political colors.
No, I have political colors. I'm an MPP person.
Okay.
But I'm a realist.
Okay.
Okay? I have just commended the government. You cited the example of petrol prices. Haven't I said so? Yeah. And you think I cannot also condemn them? What I'm saying is that we are unable.
Larry, why is Larry smiling?
What I'm saying is that we are
Larry wants to say something.
Oh, fine.
Larry, why are you smiling?
No, I mean, I'm just enjoying listening to him. He's my brother through and through. So I'm enjoying listening to him. Mm-hmm. You know, the fixing the fundamentals will require that we work on. I mean, the economy is import dependent. Everything we import. I mean, let's count it in this room. So very often, all that we make to hold up the CD and as well as pay our, our debtors and so on, okay, it's influenced by whatever it is that we are producing here and eating here. Mm. You get it?
Yeah.
So, I mean, for me, I was so excited when President Akufo-Addo, started with the one district, one factory concept and so on. It looked beautiful on paper. Mm. And then, but the implementation, to what extent did we realize the benefits of that? Okay. Okay. To what extent did we, what benefit did we derive from that? Very often what we heard, or I heard, was that, loans were advanced to, foreign companies to build their, more like, to incentivize them at, at low interest rates, to incentivize them to be in production. We look more for the job creation aspect of it, rather than producing things that we could consume here to reduce our, every night and then taking huge sums of dollars out there to go and, bring back goods for us to consume. So I thought that with the factory concept, a lot was going to be realized, but I don't know whether anybody has done any analysis since then. That, okay, how many of such factories are still in production, and whether or not they are meeting, whatever it is that we consume here. You get it? So the fundamentals can't be fixed when we are still importing huge, we are still importing huge goods from outside. Again, when our mining, our minerals and so on are in the hands of foreigners, most of the mines we have, concessions, they are owned by foreigners. So they do the gold, take it out there, go and sell it, and then keep the money there. Whatever they bring in here, it's more for production.
And that is something the Gold Board is seeking to deal with.
So the Gold Board concept too has also helped, to some extent, to check the dollar, as well. Yeah. Okay. And the fact that, we are retaining a lot of dollar here. At the end of the day, a lot of that money would also go into servicing our debt. And once you don't make enough, the little you make, you have to go and pay some Obi Awudinika. So
fair point. As we wrap up the conversation, though, I can see a lot of comments on our social media handles. We'll try to read some of them. People have questions. They are hoping that we can ask those questions for them later this evening when we meet the president, and we'll be reading some of them to our audience who are following on all our social media handles. But as we wrap up the conversation, let's do our analysis of the media and freedom of speech under this administration. I'll start with you, Gordon. How would you rate this administration? Are we free to express ourselves?
I'm not sure I can say so.
Gordon, are you sure?
Yeah, I'm not sure I can say so.
Oh.
We could do better. I pity this current government and the successive government.
Why?
Because, you see, social media is taking over. How do you control social media? It's very difficult. Very difficult but doable. But because of the hypocrisy by our politicians. There was this footballer in UK, I think he was called Mwamba or so.
The one who kicked the
somebody died on the pitch. And then he was an opposing fan. Okay. So he tweeted that there he lies down on the pitch about to die something because he didn't like the yes. They faced him out. In fact, he was due to write exam in his university. They faced him and they suspended him for about, I think, 6 months or so. Let me tell you, if you're to be in Ghana, no government will survive that. The moment you do that, the opponents will come after you. That's why I'm saying that for me, I pity this government and the successive government because it seems to me that the battle is now being shifted from traditional media to social media. We have to take a look at it. I'm a journalist, I'm a trained journalist, like my brother. There are several things that we see. In fact, even you cover some stories, but realize that when this thing comes out, it will not to the benefit of anybody. It may create chaos. So you may not want to publish it. But I can bet you, modern day social media people, they don't see anything. It comes out, in quotes, raw. How do we deal with that? I will leave it there. I will encourage the president. Like, he wrote a letter 11th February 2022, when he was the opposition leader, to then sitting President Akufo-Addo, that it was not democratic for the then government to suspend the licenses of radio stations. He wrote an open letter and then accused the sitting president that he was directly ordering the suspension of licenses of various media houses. And that under his tenure...
Do you have a copy of that letter?
Yes, I have it here. I can read it to you.
Let me see.
Okay.
Okay. Send me the letter.
Yes.
No, I have it here. I can let him read it.
Okay, Larry will read it for us.
Yes, please.
But then nonetheless, no, we'll read that outside the show, just to get your understanding. Because I want to see if this is a signed document. You see, not just a forwarded message.
He wrote an open letter which was published on 11th February.
No, but Gordon, you have deviated again. The focus of the conversation was your analysis of media freedom.
And that's what I'm talking about. Yes.
Do you feel the media has been gagged?
To some extent, yes.
Okay. So that's your analysis?
Yes, to some extent, yes.
Okay.
And that's why I'm using his own letter that he wrote to the sitting president.
Okay.
Don't forget, President Mahama is a member of Ghana Journalists Association, in good standing.
Yes.
So I expect him to live by his words, by the letter that he wrote to then sitting president, whom he called his brother.
Okay. Okay then. Let me wrap up with Larry. Your assessment, media freedom under this administration.
I don't know where my brother is coming from.
Exactly. We have to trace where you're coming from.
Thank you. Because we are all here.
That what?
We've been here.
That what?
I mean, Gode.
Yes.
Who has gagged you from practicing?
No.
Who has gagged me from practicing?
It's not about gagging.
No, I'm
talking about press freedom. It's not about gagging.
No, press freedom. Yes, but press freedom.
There's a difference between press freedom and gagging.
Okay.
I'm not talking about gagging.
Oh, no.
If it was gagging, I wouldn't be here.
You won't allow me to talk.
Okay. No, but he's defending his point.
No, but
okay. But let Larry
gagging him.
Yes, thank you.
Let Larry speak.
Okay. Please,
I think
press freedom, have it.
I think that we always see the Journalists Association president.
Yeah.
I mean, doing press conferences upon press conferences every now and then. His point really, it's about people, let's say, security people who, I mean, molested the journalists.
Yes, during Ablikmanov.
Exactly.
That we have condemned,
yes.
by the way.
And so Ablikmanov had to do with a police officer. No, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Police officer assaulted
a journalist
and also an individual as well.
Thank you. And then which one? The one that had to do with the military guy.
Yeah.
You get it.
McDan's place.
McDan, Carlos Coloni, my colleague.
But these are,
Incidents where journalists have been abused.
Sure, I agree with you. But these are security people who obviously need some level of orientation as to how to handle the media. That they should see their work, or they should see their work and vis-a-vis that of the journalists as, a partnership. Because if you're doing the thing and you fail to do it right, I mean, the journalists could, put it out there and help correct you if I'm on the right track. And so I don't think that government had gone out of its way to say that, hey, you can't practice here, you can't do this, you can't do that.
Has that ever happened in Ghana before?
No. I mean,
it has never happened that media has been gagged, right?
No. Sure, we had incidents where the president and then President Rawlings wouldn't do the press meet the press.
Yeah.
But after President Rawlings, President Kufuor did. President
Nana-Addo did.
Yes.
Mills did as well.
Yes. Akufo-Addo did. But Mahama, he's been doing it. Yeah. And today he will do another one. So I think that our interaction, yes, I'm going. I hope you'll be going too.
I was invited.
Oh, call Feliso for Sukwache.
I'll just forward my question to you.
Hey, no. You have to be there.
I'm entitled to.
That was on the lighter note. For me, I'm never worried about these things. Yeah. And then, see, when people say, oh, they didn't invite this person because when it goes, the question that I'm asking, is there a journalist in Ghana who ask President Mahama a question that he cannot answer?
Okay, please. Let's wrap up the conversation. We just have 1 minute each for both of you.
Okay.
Your expectations ahead of today's Meet the Press. And then we've been hearing from Alfred Money saying that when it comes to encounters like this, we need to groom the kind of journalists we send out for events like this because of the concerns about lack of quality in terms of the questions that are posed before the president. You agree?
No.
I disagree.
I also disagree.
Why?
What concerns you may not concern.
Exactly. Every media house has its,
media style.
Journalistic style.
Yes.
You get it. And so you don't tell, Asimesi, go and ask this, and then Obinting, don't ask that. No, it's an open field. The very moment the floor is open for you to ask any question, go out there and allow the person to ask the question. Okay, we can't all be the same. Somebody will start with a long preamble.
My brother, somebody called me yesterday. He said he's a water tanker drivers association leader or something.
And he has a question for the president.
Yes, he spoke to me for about 30 minutes. Yes, his concern was that.
So we shouldn't stop them from expressing themselves.
The only thing is that it shouldn't be long meandering question. Just
go straight to the point.
And they just ask your question. I mean, the president will have to answer. If he doesn't have the answers, his ministers are there, his appointees are there. And so for me, we shouldn't restrict people.
For me, I feel that
life is not all about the economy. I'm telling you. Life is all about Galamsey.
Okay.
For me, I feel that just one
as a journalist, I thought you should be concerned about Galamsey.
Of course, I'm concerned.
Yes.
There's no way.
I'm sure he has a concession somewhere.
No, I don't. My father's hometown, they do a lot of Galamsey.
Is your father involved?
No, he's gone. He went 22 years ago.
Your cousins?
Okay.
No, nobody.
If we leave this studio, we won't leave the studio anytime soon. But it's great to have had you.
I think that the president will have to tell us something about the National Service, Secretariat.
Okay.
Events there are not looking good.
Is that why they changed
it's not. Events there are not looking good.
Wow.
But with Galamsey, is he doing well?
Galamsey also. I mean, Galamsey just claimed the life of Omane Buama.
Are you impressed so far?
I think there's a lot more has
people
to be done.
People within the government, as they did to President Kufuor, are trying to take over this.
Okay. Allegations we cannot prove.
Yeah.
So at this point, I have to let Gary, Gordon, Asari Bidiako, and Larry Dobego join us here on the post just to share their thoughts ahead of that media encounter happening at 8 p.m. We're your #1 news channel. We're there just to get all the questions that journalists will be posing before the president and give you answers as they come along. My name is Faustina Safo. We'll be back after this quick 10 to tell you about our latest expose about what is happening at our ports. Government said they have banned the importation of excavators, but it appears that is not the case. Stay with us. We'll be back after this quick 10.